Hello, welcome to tutorial. Welcome to this tutorial on JAX-WS Web Services. In our previous tutorial, we have seen just a simple Hello World application. In this tutorial, let us see how can we develop a simple calculator example application. How can we develop that calculator application which performs simple mathematical operations like addition, subtraction. So now let's see that application. Click on this dynamic web project creation icon and provide name as calculator web service and choose 3 version and do not choose any runtime environment. I think my compiler preferences are Java 1.7. Let me check that one. Java compiler, yep, 1.7. Okay, anyway, WebLogic server is not installed on Linux, so that's why I'm not changing that one to 1.6. So leave that one. Now let's create a dynamic web project now. Click on this next. Select that web.xml file and hit finish key. So same as in previous example. Source. New. So interface I am creating here. I will explain later on. Let me create that one first. So this is the package I am placing the resources. Yep. Sorry. Editor maximize. So this is the interface we just created, and mark this interface with the web service annotation to make this POSI or plain old Java interface as a web service interface. So inside this interface we write the method signature, which will be implemented later on by the implementation class, that is a POSO class. So I am writing the methods here. Long number 1, number 2. This is the method signature I have taken and pasting this one. Later on I change the names of the methods. Multiplication, and these are the methods. Close this interface. Here I have marked this interface as a web service. Make sure you mark your interface as web service interface with this annotation. You make sure that. So here I am creating a class, a POSO class, and this POSO class is implementing that interface. I will explain the reason behind separating the method signatures inside and enclosing the method signatures inside an interface. Calculator web service and hit finish button, and here if you observe, as usual, mark our POSO class with the web service annotation public calculator service. Here implement all the business methods. because they are not coming because we have implemented the interface we have just created, that is calculator interface. And mark this business method with the @web method annotation as usual. See here, I just implemented all the business methods inside of this interface. So here if you observe the name as service endpoint interface, in web service development this service endpoint interface plays a key role. This has to be, when we are trying to implement here, we need to provide the name of the interface we are implementing as an attribute of this web service annotation. So endpoint interface here, that is calculator service endpoint control space, which automatically taken by the IDE. So that is the endpoint interface here we are implementing. So now our web service became our web service name became this calculator service endpoint interface, because it automatically takes the name of the interface or name of the service endpoint we are implementing in. So this is the reason why we have implemented this interface and providing this interface as an service endpoint interface to this web service called CalculatorWebService. So this is the just implementation. So if you observe, there is nothing great from previous example. So we just implemented, or we just seen this service endpoint interface implementation. So this service endpoint interface is not a great interface. This is just a simple interface like POSI, and we just write the business methods inside that interface, and we provide implementation in the implementation class. That's it. There is nothing great from previous example. So I just closed that, and I am trying to deploy this one to the Glassfish server 4, because I have installed Glassfish only on this Linux operating system. Click on this browse, same procedure we are following. If you observe, select the project, click on this export where file and browse, go to the place where you have installed Glassfish server, and auto deploys the folder as I said in previous tutorial. This is the place where your applications will go, and click on this OK, and make sure you select this override checkbox and hit finish. I think yes, server is not started, and let me start the server from the terminal. This is just like a command prompt in Linux operating system, which you can call as a terminal. Now I am moving to the Glassfish home directory. Inside this Glassfish home directory, if you observe, there is a directory called bin, the first one here. Now I am moving to that bin directory where I have the required as admin tool, which will and allows me to start the domain. So here I am making use of that tool as admin, followed by start domain is the option or flag of your as admin tool, and followed by the name of the domain you would like to start. If it is domain 1, providing name of the domain as name to this as admin tool is optional, because As admin tool has been designed to aware of this domain one as default domain one to start automatically if you omit this domain one name. Sorry, in case in this, if you omit this domain name, so hit the enter key. Starting the domain. Yes, see here you have got the admin port as well. Command has been executed successfully and server has been started, and I am opening the Glassfish server. So the default port number, so I haven't changed any configuration after installation, so everything has been left to default. Sorry, it could take some time to load the admin console. Meanwhile, if you observe here also, the status has been put to started, because before starting the Glassfish server from terminal, the status has been set to stop, because the same place is configured with the Eclipse ID, and Eclipse ID automatically changes the status even if you start or stop your server from outside Eclipse ID. Click on these applications as we discussed to here this is the service we have just deployed. I think something has gone wrong, because contents are not displaying. Let me check out that. Let me sort out the issue. I will restart the server once again. Yes, you see here the server has been started, and let's see whether our application has been deployed or not. This is domain one applications, no, so not applications auto deploy. Yes, failed, so deployment has been failed. Now let's see why. Wrong. Service interface marked as web service, and it also has been marked with web service, and every method has been marked with web method annotation, and I think we need to provide some name here. Let's provide value to this name attribute, obviously class name, and everything is okay and alright. Okay, I'm stopping the server. I'm removing these applications here from auto deploy, and make sure applications also contain your application that has been deployed successfully. So from here also you need to remove if your application deployment has been successful. Sometimes you need to remove from here as well. And now I am starting the server first, and later on I will deploy the application once again. See here, server has been started. Clear the console and let me deploy this application. Export war file and auto deploy. Yep, /wish domain auto deploy and OK and finish. Something has to be displayed on the console. Yes, I think now it has been successfully deployed. Web service endpoint deployment event listener registered successfully. I think it's been deployed successfully. Yep, let us test it from the applications. It's refreshing admin console because we restarted the server and the session has been expired. Oops, again we got the same problem. What's wrong? There is nothing wrong. I think seems to be nothing wrong when we are seeing that. Oops, auto deploy failed. Let's see why. Let's deploy through this option. It will clearly show if anything goes wrong with the compiler options. Nothing wrong. Just follow this approach. See here, view endpoint and hit this tester link. See here, you have got 4 buttons because there were 4 business methods inside your service. That's why 4 buttons have been displayed. So I am testing from top. Division 1 and multiplication 400. Yep. Subtraction also here 0 and addition 40. We have got the expected results. This is how we can test our web service components. Click on this visual file. Here if you observe port type, there is only one web service component in our web application. That's why there is only one port type here. If you observe, no other port types. And if you observe, there were 4 operations because we have 4 business methods inside our web service component, namely division, multiplication, subtraction and addition. So this is the simple port definition, and you know the rest of the visual file. So this is how we can develop web service components and we can test. Thank you for watching. Bye.